It's do or die time as we are inching closer to the end of this Broncos series, but I'm hoping that we can finish off on a positive note by clinching a playoff spot, which has been easier said than done with the lack of consistent play in the last few games. That has led us to drop to the 7th seed with a possible catastrophic end to the season if we don't win these final 2 games in the regular season. For the first matchup in this final 2-game episode will be against a shocking first place Washington Commanders team. And there's some talent here, but it's not off the charts where we shouldn't be able to handle them. But with our recent inconsistent play, we never really know which team is going to show up. But let's fire this up as the Broncos are wearing their throwback jerseys in this game, hoping that will bring them back reminders to their traditional winning ways. We'll be aiming to go back to the playoffs in back-to-back years as Fairbairn will launch us to Week 17. Looking for space up the middle, but the Broncos special teams does an excellent job, and the Commanders will start near the 20. Sam Howell is still the quarterback they are depending on, and he's only a few games away from taking them to the playoffs. They've added some critical pieces by drafting a big-time tight end, signing Calvin Ridley, and of course Scary Terry is still on the team. And they also have Brian Robinson, who cuts back and will find a way to get 3 to get this offense rolling. Run defense not where we want it to be as of late, but if we want to win, it's going to have to start up front. As Terry McLaurin will have his first catch of the day for the Commanders' first down of the game. And like the game against the Chargers, there are so many weapons here for Howell to choose from as well. And he'll find Scary Terry again. Wrapped up and well past midfield, and troubling sights again from our secondary who needs to have more consistent play. As Howell rolls right into a sack, ball is loose and recovered by the Broncos. What a significant opening defensive drive by Denver, and Mike Dana will end on what was supposed to be a promising drive for them. Offense will start in great position, and they are not to be blamed for their performance in the last loss, but we do wish there was more open lanes for the run game. Just like that one for Banks, going up the middle and nearing the marker for a pickup of 10. See, if we did that the last game in the final plays, we might have been attempting to clinch a playoff spot in this game. As he goes up the gut again, and Banks will keep things moving on this drive. Our offensive line looks like they have a lot to prove in this game, and Banks is reaping the rewards. Now takes this outside, outrunning a defender and gains a new fresh set of downs. Lester Banks is looking like his old self on this drive and really breaking out of his recent slump at the right time. Bayer over the middle, on target, and they'll rule it a touchdown. Cortland Sutton has another on the season, and the Broncos take advantage of their first turnover of the game. 7-0 good guys as the Commanders take this drive to midfield, looking to bounce back from the early turnover. As that is connected with Calvin Ridley and hustling his way for another first down. Sam Howell now starting this game 5 of 5, and they're still moving the ball effectively like they were on the first drive. And now he'll check down, and that was read like a book. Nice job by Hufanga to acknowledge the play, and they'll only pick up 1. Howell now scanning, launches downfield, on target. Jahan Dotson with the reception, taking this to the 2. Sam Howell has been throwing darts out there. And now a handoff to Brian Robinson, and he dives into the end zone. Commanders find a way to tie it up, and a big-time response as we wrap up the first quarter. Broncos have moved to the Commanders' 42. Handoff and crushed in the backfield. Jonathan Allen making his presence felt on that TFL, and Banks is off to a mediocre start to the game. And the struggle continues. Lester Banks now with just 26 yards on 7 carries, as the receivers are spread out on 3rd down. Bayer, quick throw, knocked down. And they'll forego a 60-yard field goal and just give the ball back to the Commanders in the gun. Denver sends 5. Howell fires quickly and completed downfield. Taking this inside the 40 is the former first-round tight end Amari Merle, and Sam Howell is now 9 for 9 to start this game. And he'll make it an even 10 for 10 here with this check down to Terry McLaurin for another 4. He's been locked in and has not been just on checkdowns. and now he'll get dropped in the backfield. Tony Adams comes firing in from the secondary and forcing them to a 3rd and long. And Howell will throw over the middle, and he's got it. Calvin Ridley again. Inside the red zone they go. They run play action. Throws left, and finally an incompletion. Tony Colvin with the pass breakup, and it'll be 3rd down again. They go from the gun. It's a screen. Brian Robinson looking to catch the edge, and he's dropped a yard short of the marker. And on top of that, he's shaken up after the play and would not return. Commanders with a gutsy call to go for it here on 4th down. End zone, almost picked off. Excellent job by the defense to deny another score. But unfortunately, the Broncos will be pinned deep in the end zone to start. Hopefully they can find a way to gain some yardage for breathing room. But he gets sacked in the backfield. Jadeveon Clowney takes down Bayer, and it will result in a safety. As the Broncos start the second half from their own 21. Now Bayer fires deep right side. Got his man downfield. Kendrick Whitworth with another huge grab and flying them inside the Commanders' 40-yard line. From the pistol, they hand it off to Banks. He wiggles his way through and finds space for a solid gain. One of his best runs of the day, and it couldn't have come at a better time. And now Mitchell will give him a break. Give to him and drag down immediately before crossing the marker. 3rd and short. We don't want this to end in a field goal with all the work they just put in. Bayer fires left and not on the same page as Whitworth, running a dig route. And this drive unfortunately does end with us just getting 3. Commanders have Leroy Browning, the rookie, replacing the injured Brian Robinson. And he's making a grand entrance with a big run for a 1st down. Robinson more of a thunder-type back to Browning with his lightning-quick speed. And he shows some elusiveness here and spinning his way forward for another big gain. First 3 carries and already averaging 10 yards. I'm assuming they're going to keep giving it to him. They do. Up the middle with space, and he loses the football. Broncos will recover it in that pile, and what a turn of events. Leroy Browning with a promising performance on this drive gets careless. And it's Carl Barrington who I saw get in there first, but they're going to credit Devin Bush with the forced fumble. Either way, it's Denver football, and they'll start with a pass. Bayer finds a man underneath and speeding his way for another 1st down. Kendrick Whitworth is the jolt we've waited for in the second half. Now Bayer on 3rd down. Fires, incomplete, unable to fit it to Sutton. But the Broncos will not fold. They're going to try it on 4th down. Throws right, and this time connects with Sutton downfield. Both teams attempted 4th down tries, but it's the Broncos who were able to convert. Bayer now in a rhythm. Throws left, and another completion. Marvin Mims Jr. with his 2nd catch of the game and taking them inside the 5. They'll try it with Banks, and he's knocked down before crossing the goal line, and they'll have no fear of running it every time this close to the end zone. As Dobbins is now in the backfield. Give this to him right side, and finds a way to get in. Touchdown Broncos, as they capitalize on their turnover and extend this to an 8-point game. Commanders with already 2 fumbles in this game looking to clean it up, as Browning will get it, but this time a more reasonable gain as their top 5 pick, Dylan Childress, is favoring his arm and will also leave this game. Back to the action. Howell in the gun. He's being chased. Ball is loose, and falling on top of it are the Broncos again. Unbelievable. 3 fumbles forced by the defense, and Carl Barrington this time without a doubt forces it out and gives the Broncos the ball in excellent field position at the 11. Bayer will drop. Fires end zone. Caught. Touchdown! Marvin Mims Jr. with the big-time grab, and this game is beginning to slip away from the Commanders. However, it's still not yet over as they try to convert this 3rd and long. Howell fires this near the sidelines, And that's hauled in by Scary Terry, and that will give them life. Take away the 2 fumbles, and he's been very on target today, as this is completed as well on the flat, but only for a short gain. 2nd and 7. They opt to run this, and Browning this time will only manage a couple. I think we finally figured him out since the fumble. And now pressure from the Broncos. Howell feels it, and he's brought down. Nate Gills gets some action in this game, and the Commanders play it safe and will just take the points. Broncos ended up picking up another field goal on their next drive, and we can pretty much expect a win here unless we have a miracle. And that's not going to do it. Last chance here for them on 4th down. Howell, play action, fires, almost picked off, but either way, that will wrap up game number 1 of this episode. Excellent team win today all across on both sides of the ball. Final score is 30-12 as the Broncos pad the score with the last-second field goal. Spencer Baird continues to be impressive throughout this series, and he delivers once again. And the biggest moment was finding Kendrick Whitworth on that big downfield catch to start the second half and got the team fired up. Our defense gave us some scares, allowing 10 straight completions to Sam Howell, but in the end they were the major key in this one, putting pressure on Howell a ton, and then with not 1, not 2, but 3 big-time forced fumbles that ultimately gave us all the momentum to run away with this game. Carl Barrington will rightfully deserve his flowers. I'm still convinced that he was the one that forced the fumble on the running back, but either way it scored, he was right in the middle of a big moment that shifted the trajectory of this game. So obviously we had to get the first one to lock down the chance at us securing a playoff spot. So we can check that off the box, and now we'll have to do it again. We've never won back-to-back games in a 2-game episode, and what a better moment than now. We hold the 6th seed, but I think with a Chargers loss, we might be able to get the 5th, but I'm not sure. Either way, I just want us to get the win and just get on with it. Again, this series is gonna end on this season, and we'll see if we can take on this Titans team who also needs a win to make it in today. Not a particularly strong team, but good enough where we need to stay on our toes. And anything goes now, as we are pretty much in playoff mode as we head into the final regular season game of the series. Titans will take over from the 25 to start. Handoff is to Tajay Spears, and he's going to find room going up the middle and easily giving them a first down. This team still has Derrick Henry, but with regression, I'm not sure if we'll see more of Spears or Henry in this one, as Levis wished he handed off as he is brought down by Gills. Excellent job there to force him to squirm, and that's probably a huge reason why he's so prone to turnovers, as he's better protected on 3rd and long, fires and connects over the middle. That's Braden Shipp, the 2nd-year tight end, with the big reception. Backed up some more on 2nd down, opts to flip this out to the flat, completed for only a short gain. 3rd and long again. Let's see what they draw up. Over the middle, tried his tight end again, but this time broken up, and it will result in a punt. Broncos begin with a 2-back set in the backfield. Handoff to Banks, up the gut, and a solid start to his day. Didn't have a good performance against the Commanders. We know we need him now and the playoffs if we want to make a deep run, as he powers past the tackle and churning forward for a strong first down run. Rare to see him win with power at times, but that time he ran pretty angry for a big gain. Banks again, up the gut, first down. Man, no one even touched him until he crossed the marker. We'll take that all day. And it happens again. Now inside Titans territory, and the ground game is dominating this defensive front. 2nd and 6. Let's run it from the gun, and it's just too easy. Now inside the red zone, and it has been all runs on this drive. And Banks already has more yards on this drive than he did all of the last game, as Bayer's first pass of the day is completed on the outside. Greg Dulcich will take this well inside the 10, and that will go for 14 to get his day going. Everything clicking on offense. Now Bayer fires left, touchdown! Greg Dulcich again, and that drive was one of the smoothest ones I've seen all season to give us an early lead. Jumping to the final minute of the first quarter, he's going to throw out of the 2 tight end set, feels the heat, fires back across, and luckily drops on the ground. Will Levis would give me a heart attack if he was my quarterback doing that under pressure. Now standing tall in the pocket, steps up, and heaves this one deep downfield, and caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Eddie Watts, the rookie out of Oklahoma, and former teammate of Kendrick Whitworth, makes this play on this chaotic throw by Will Levis that came out of nowhere, but it worked. Tie game. Exciting first quarter, and we'll see how our offense will respond. He fires right and connects with Sutton for a first down. Offense remains locked in, and it's a fun brand of football when we play like this. As Banks will take this on the outside and doesn't get anywhere. First time they've been able to contain him and really our whole offense. As Bayer slings it out of the play fake and finding Dulcich turning upfield. Inside the red zone he goes, and Greg Dulcich has been shredding this Titans defense. Now Bayer lofts it over the middle and connected again. This time Mims with the catch and taking them inside the 5. They line up in a power run formation. Give to Dobbins, trying to fight through and crosses the goal line. J.K. Dobbins with another touchdown on the season, and this has been the best start our offense has had all year. Tennessee will try to respond starting from their own 24. Tajay Spears up the middle and taken down for only a gain of 3. We've seen all Tajay Spears today, even with Derrick Henry still being on the team. As Levis is being chased again, closing in, he throws and spiked on the ground. He just plays like a wild man at quarterback. It's almost comedic. As he scans, throws back left side, and out of bounds, and this drive will end on a 3-and-out. Denver can really put this game out of reach if they can find the end zone a third time before the half. They start with Banks running out wide, catches the edge, and propels forward for a first down. Banks is a couple of yards away from the century mark, and we still have 5 minutes before we reach the half. As this is flipped out to Sutton, stays on his feet, and will be rewarded for his efforts with a few more yards. I love the energy we're bringing in a crucial game. As Banks finds daylight up the middle and exploding for another big gain. Over 100 yards in the first half, and he is making a statement and reminding us he's the engine to our offense. And now he'll be stopped for only a short gain, but still an excellent day as they approach this third down. Bayer gonna float this over the middle, caught in the end zone. Greg Dulcich with another touchdown grab, and Denver is making this Tennessee defense look silly. Final minute in this important game, and Tennessee simply has not shown up. And now Levis is taken down. Devin Bush adds another one to his season, and that will take us to the half with a commanding 21-7 lead. And well on our way to the postseason. We'll jump straight into the middle of the third quarter as we finish up this regular season game. As Banks will start it off by getting us a couple. He's been the main factor why we have such a lead and still so much game left. I'm curious what his final stat line is going to be. And plenty of room on this play as well. And an average Joe is able to pick up a first down on that with the way our offensive line is playing right now. He'll get it outside. Dulcich shields his man, and Banks catches the edge, shimmies his way for another big gain. Over 150 and counting for Lester Banks. I would say that he broke out of his slump convincingly in this game. Good time to run play action. Got his man down the sidelines. Elijah Mitchell with the big grab, and everyone is feasting on our offense today. And now Bayer, feeling the heat, being chased and brought down. Big loss there, and that might be a momentum killer. Third and very long. Bayer, feeling the heat again, this time throwing downfield, and has a man wide open. Nearing the end zone is Cortland Sutton, and what a play by this duo to keep this drive alive. And he'll go back to him again on the slam. Put it in the books. It's another touchdown drive for the Broncos, and what a way to finish this season off. Broncos ended up picking up another field goal, as Levis is pretty much playing for his starting job next season at this point. As he heaves this one deep right side, incomplete. Surtain the captain with the disruption. Levis is 7 for 18 in this game, and he won't even get this off. Javon Kinlaw in the backfield for the big-time sack, and the Broncos are just making him wish he didn't even play football at this point. Going empty on 3rd and long. Broncos send pressure. He feels it and chase down. Martin Hickson. Both the safeties came crashing in, and Levis was a dead duck. And this will pretty much end the game if they don't convert. And Levis gets leveled on the throw. And that will bring back out this Denver offense with excellent field position to wrap this up, as Mitchell will have pancakes in front of him and easily racking up the first down. This dominance may be the glimpses of what the future holds for this Broncos franchise led by this rookie quarterback, as he finishes off with his 4th touchdown pass of the game. Courtland Sutton does it again, and that will do it. Just a dominant performance, and we have finally won back-to-back games in a 2-game episode. Spencer Bayer had 4 touchdown passes, and later on he would also throw an interception, but from that point on, it didn't matter, and I just threw in the backups to prevent any injuries. Tons of fun doing this series, and I'm just glad that we were able to at least see these guys in action for the playoffs before we finish this whole thing. I'm not sure how far they'd go, but it's still exciting for sure, since I'm watching these guys I drafted blossom right before my eyes. The real question now is who we'll be facing in the playoffs. With this win, I don't think we'll end up the 7th seed, and if we have the 6th, it would be between the Colts or the Ravens. But if we show out the way we did today, it doesn't even matter who we take on. But it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens, which means the Chargers lost today and we shot up to the 5th seed, which also means our prize for doing so is facing Lamar Jackson. We've only played them once in this series and they beat us pretty badly, but it's also not the same team we're bringing out this time around. Before we head out, here's the final stat line for the year. Spencer Bayer's rookie season, he threw for 3,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions, which actually breaks Dak Prescott's record for 4 interceptions with over 300 passing attempts. Lester Banks has been a monster all season. He finished 2nd behind Bijan Robinson for the most rushing yards. Receiving wise, Courtland Sutton had nearly 900 yards and 8 touchdowns, but unfortunately no one surpassed the 1,000-yard mark, which I might switch up the playbook more for Madden 25 to even that out. Defensively, Drew Sanders had a breakout season leading us in tackles. Devin Bush and Nate Gills tied for 21 TFLs. Bush also had 11.5 sacks with how much we blitz our linebackers. But Nate Gills leads that sack category with 15.5. And Tony Colvin, the rookie, was a huge addition to our secondary with 4 picks on the year. And shockingly, Patrick Surtain only finished with 1. As we look forward to the Ravens, we will deal with 1 injury in Lloyd Cushenberry. A relationship between a center and a quarterback is important, so we'll see how that affects us in the playoffs. But that's it for the episode. It's a long one, but I really want to get this done before the new Madden comes out. I'll post a super wildcard game against the Ravens on Thursday, and if we move forward, then whoever we face will be on Monday. Either way, we're nearing the end, and I appreciate all of your support. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe for the playoffs. Till next time, I'm Monkey C, and I'm out.